Time for our high view now. And we're privileged to be joined by the mayor of Dover, Shane Gunnoe, is joining us. Shane, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Isn't this great? We're both in shirt sleeves. Maybe not tomorrow.
Maybe not tomorrow. You know, it is February still in Ohio, so take it while you can get it.
We kind of forget about that. So it's good to have you in here. We talked to you, I don't know, a couple months ago. You were the interim mayor at that time. Can you take us through a little bit of transition as to what has transpired and how you're now finally got to drop the interim tag off of that?
Yeah. So I was serving as interim mayor for a period of time through the duration of some legal actions involving the previous mayor. On January 20th, obviously that appointment ended. So then the law says the council president becomes the mayor. It's as if the office is vacant, and you take applications and you go through a process. So I packed my stuff and headed out and made them put them in the best possible position to move forward with whoever it was. The Republican Central Committee met, took applications. I was the only applicant, but I'm certainly grateful for their support. And I was sworn in about 2 weeks ago now. So now it's just Mayor Gunnoe, and looking forward to the ability to keep serving the people of the city of Dover.
Thanks to Mr. Perkowski for the stay, right?
Yes, yeah, he did very well during that duration. He obviously had He had a full-time job as well, in addition to being council president, but he juggled the balls really well and took care of things. So,
all right. Oh, good. So you are the mayor. There's an election this year, but that's a whole different story. So.
Yeah, that's a different story. But we got a lot of positive things that we're going to get done this year. Kind of want to try to build on the momentum that we saw in the back half of last year. Got a lot of positive things done last year, and we're really looking forward to what will be hopefully be a very productive year this year.
You and I were talking a little bit. Let's start at the north end because there's definitely some things happening there.
Yeah, we've got in the area in the middle school. We've got Dover Middle School. We've got gas line replacements projects that are going on. Dominion's coming in. They will be replacing a substantial portion of the west side across the street, across from Worcester Avenue, in that area, the middle school gas lines. We've also, city applied for Safe Routes to School funding, which is federal funds that cover 100% of infrastructure upgrades so kids can more safely travel to and from school. So in that area, we applied for $163,000 of upgrades and sidewalks and straightening an alley and all of those things.
You do kind of have to wiggle in there to go to the middle school.
Yeah, so we're hoping to make it a little better. The kids don't have to walk in the alley, and it's got a little area where it's a little treacherous for them. So we want to make that safer for them.
What else is happening right down the street at the park?
Yeah, right down the street. Couple of things. We're putting in a new walking path this year. We're in the process of. This year we'll be doing some lighting upgrades to all the ball fields to save on our electricity costs, replacing the old lights with LEDs, which will save Dover taxpayers about $10,000 a year for each phase we do. I think there's a total of 4 phases, so up to $40,000 a year will save Dover taxpayers in electric expenses. And then reconditioning some of the fields, but we're really excited. We're going to receive approximately $150,000 in grant funding from the Dover Soccer Association. They've been out raising money to put in 2 new soccer fields in the what used to be the Cronsberry Farm, now owned by the city of Dover for our water system. But certainly the surface area, the water we draw is 150 feet below ground, so we're trying to do some dual use out of that, make some dual use out of that, and raised about $150,000 they have over the last year, and we're going to have 2 new soccer fields. So that'll be.
And this is breaking news.
Breaking
too,
news.
By the way.
Breaking news. We just kind of got some confirmation yesterday.
Hey, good.
So this is another positive step.
Let's segue right in. It's on top of the water supply. I know with the train derailment and all that at East Palestine, there have been questions. Dover's water supply is in good shape, I take it?
Yeah, after everything that happened in East Palestine, we got a lot of calls, a lot of concern. Couple of things, and I think it's very similar for most of the municipal water systems around here. We draw our water from an underground aquifer that is we've been assured by the EPA is unaffected by anything that would happen along the Ohio River or in East Palestine. It flows kind of like northwest to southeast, so it doesn't really, run in that area. But just to be safe, we're doing additional testing. We've done testing. Nothing of concern has come up. We've let that information be, put out to the public, and I know some of the other cities have as well. The Dover residents have nothing to worry about in drinking the tap water. I personally prefer it over bottled water myself, but
cheaper and tastes better. I don't mean to hit you out of the blue, but the light plant, there were a lot of things going on with that. Is that stabilized, and are you happy with the way things are going there? 'Cause you mentioned saving all that money with the LED lights.
Yes, so I'm very happy with the last year and the progress we made. We made some tweaks to how we bid projects out, and looking a little bit closer at how we control costs, we were able to save taxpayers about $300,000 in savings on vendor costs.
Great.
Keeping the same vendors and just in how we bid things, and we obviously are watching things very closely there, but I'm real happy with that. And that was $300,000 last year, and we're expecting a similar number this year. So all of that goes in
applause from the north.
That all that goes into the bottom line. And we also starting in January, we had a water surcharge. We got back on the water thing. We had a water surcharge that fell off. We paid off our water plant, which was many years in the making. Probably 25 years, let's call it. And so administration decided we don't need to renew that surcharge. Let's move on from it. Let's let it expire. So starting in January, it'll save each home about $72 a year. You add it all up, it's about $600,000 annually.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I'll take a $6 cut on my bill.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, it's I used to say it would be a fast food meal, but it probably, with inflation, it might not cover it now.
One of those specials. Yeah. So on the horizon, or at least what you can tell us about that's looking good, what are we anticipating for this coming year?
We've got a lot of infrastructure projects. We've got a lot of paving again. You know me talking about it last year. I love to pave as many roads as we can get done. City auditor probably gets tired of me going back and saying, how much money can we find for paving? How can we find it anywhere else?
You sneaked in a couple of extra ones.
We got a couple in extra last year. So, and we'll do that again this year if we can. So we got about $700,000 worth of paving. Got some water and sewer infrastructure projects that are paid for with some federal money that up on the north end. Got a number of interests at that site on the north end of Dover for proposed business park. Proposed business park. I've got a lot of interest from the business community, so hopefully we'll have some positive news on that in the year to come.
I imagine you will. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything else that how's the relationship with the council going? Pretty well.
Oh, it's very good. Yeah. We get along very well, and I've let it be known that we have to do this together. We're all in this together. This is a cooperative environment, and everybody seems to be buying onto that. The departments are buying into it, and things are moving on in a really good direction.
With everything that's progressing and the money savings, I guess there's a healing that's going on. That's the way I would try to describe it. Is that we're trying to promote a good healing and really change the way. Since I've come in, I tried to change the culture and really change the way we've done things from top to bottom, and also look at everything and say, just because we did it this way for X number of years, does it make sense today? And I think that's been very productive. We've always done it that way. It has its problems sometimes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, just because it was done that way for a period of time doesn't always mean that that makes sense now. But and then I would be remiss in saying I also got news. We've been doing a lot of. We've had a number of companies come into town for telecommunications for fiber.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and they got news that basically they're both nearly completed or will be completed in the next couple of weeks, and they'll start attaching customers. Frontier has already started doing that process, and Omnifiber is expected to start in the next couple of weeks. The early reports I got from residents is they love the service, that they're saving money, which is a good thing on their utility bill. That that cable or that internet
Right.
bill. And so we're excited to have maybe be one of the few cities in Ohio with really three companies competing for that same business. So I think in the long run, the consumers will win.
Well, I think so. And the fiber optics is high speed then,
Very
right?
high speed. Yeah. So,
Well, Shane, thanks for your energy. I think things are going well. We appreciate you stopping by, and we'll do this again whenever the election laws say we're allowed to.
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Have a good one.
That is Shane Gunnoe, who is the mayor of Dover, our guest this morning here on the 830 High Beam on the BT Morning Show.